just a little bit more talking about, like, you're a townie. How about people that are coming into their freshman year, or maybe their time at college, and maybe they're struggling because this is all that they've known, and they're trying to make themselves, trying to make a name for themselves, or trying to make a way for themselves, and trying to separate them from their house. What is your advice on that?
So really, you just have to jump, like, all in. I know, like, for the first couple months, I was, like, still, like, trying to coddle myself with my parents and, like, being like, oh, like, should I do this and this and this? And sometimes you just have to realize that not everybody has, like, the support that, like, I was so grateful that my parents were there, but not everybody has that, and people still do it without it. Like, some people grow up completely on their own, and they're doing, like, just fine. And so
You said grow up again.
Sorry. I don't think I'll ever consider myself a grown-up until I'm married and, like, have 2 kids. Then maybe.
Like, maybe I'm not a child.
Maybe I'm not a child anymore.
But anyway, continue. I'm so sorry.
Honestly, I forgot the question.
Some people grow up on their own and they still make it, so you can push through, right?
Yes. Yeah. So, like, I came to SEMA thinking, like, oh, my parents are going to be, like, right behind me, watching me, like, every single thing I do, and, like, not letting me do whatever I want. Mm-hmm. But in reality, they were just kind of like, I hope you do what you want, and, like, I hope you get out of the house. And so I still, like, rely on my parents with stuff just because I'm 20. Mm-hmm. I can't do it on my own.
And you guys have a great relationship, so.
Mm-hmm. But I definitely admire the people who came to college, like, on their own, and they know that, like, everything they do is, like, by themselves, because I think I like to say I'm independent, but
they're actually
like, my parents are, like, behind me, like, no, you're not.
What about, so you said you have a job, but what else are you doing maybe on campus or in your life that, is really developing your skills?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm in a sorority, and so I've taken on a leadership position there, which is, like, so stressful right now, but it's, like, that good kind of stressful where you're, like, like, in the outcome, it's going to be good. So. Yeah,
what skills that you've learned from these classes do you think that you are implementing in this leadership position right now?
Definitely, it's not like a skill I learned in the class, but accounting has taught me patience and, like, self-control with, like, how I'm going to handle each situation, because with accounting, you have to, like, take it step by step, and so with my position, I'm recruitment chair, and so I just have to take it step by step, because I realize I can't start the equation and go to the very end and finish it. I have to do each little thing.
I'm sure it helps you balance budgets as well.
Yes, it does.
Because you got to deal with all the money, right?
Yeah, exactly. Recruitment is expensive, and so I'm like, oh, accounting will come in handy.
That's right. All right. So just a little bit of last, advice for people who are, thinking about this major. Why would you encourage them to pick business marketing?
I would consider it because it's something that you can be independent, and you really can do whatever you want when you graduate. Because if I decided I wanted to just up and pick up my whole life and move across the country, I could do that with this major.
Yeah.
And not conform to a box to where I have to, like, search every corner for that job.
Perfect. And last, minute advice, we're nearing the end of the semester. You've kind of been through this year before. How are you getting through this, like, last few weeks, and what is your advice to tell those freshmen to keep pushing?
Don't give up on yourself. Sleeping in is not going to help. My one advice that I've always stuck by is that make your bed every morning, and, like, it's, like, a stupid little, like, piece of advice, but it's really helped me. I've done it every single day this whole year, and, like, I'm, like, patting myself on the back still, but it just, like, gets you off to a good day, and if you have a terrible day, then you come to bed, and you come home and your bed is made, and it's, like, nice and clean.
Yes.
But, like, I like to say, like, oh, I can watch TV for a couple more minutes, like, I can study later, but no, I need to study, and then I can relax, because what's the point of failing the last 3 tests and then being stressed next semester?
True that, girlfriend. All right, so Maddie, if anybody, kind of has questions about business marketing or maybe the business program, are they able to get in contact with you? And if so, how can they do that?
Probably the best way is through my Instagram, because then I won't think you're, like, some creep just, like, emailing me in, like, a spam, like, trying to take my credit card information.
What is your Instagram handle?
It is MadiAnns, MadiAnns _.
Perfect. Maddie, thank you so much for joining me today. You were wonderful, so much fun. And guys, if you have any more questions about business marketing, if you have any more questions about any of the other topics that I've covered, feel free to message any of those people, feel free to message me. Thank you so much for joining me on Major Decisions, and I will see you next time.